Hey guys, I'm Sheedy33. Thanks for coming along on this hike. That was really relaxing, and I filmed the entire hike on my iPhone 12. That cell phone's pretty amazing. I'll show you the setup as we get into this hike, but first I want to take you along and show you the exact route I hiked. So let's get into the overview of this hike. Good morning, y'all. Whew, those were the first words out of my mouth this morning, so my vocal cords are warming up. But anyway, heading up to Minaret Summit to get past the gate before 7 o'clock, because that's when they enforce the mandatory shuttle rules. So I'm gonna get past the shuttle. It's actually 6 a.m. right now. Gonna drive over the summit down into the Devil's Post pile. Hopefully there's parking down there. I am not sure if there is. So park at the Devil's Post pile and then hike up to Beck Lake. Never been to the Beck Lakes before, so again, this will be new as well, and I love new trails. So here we go. Beautiful morning. Minaret Vista. Closed. So I changed my mind. I'm gonna do the Thousand Island Lake loop, take the high trail up, and come back along the John Muir, I believe, and probably drop down at Garnet Lake. Woo, let's go. All right, taking the high trail all the way over to Thousand Island. So this is where the trail starts to ascend up across several switchbacks, I would say a dozen switchbacks. And this is where you enter into the Ansel Adams Wilderness. You cross a bridge with a creek flowing, flows late into the season, and here you can see the switchbacks as you hike up high above to the high trail. So I changed my mind as I was coming down the road. I was gonna do the Beck Lakes Trail, just wasn't excited about it. So I'm gonna go do Thousand Island Lake. I'm gonna take the high trail over to it, and then come back on the John Muir. And then when I get to Garnet Lake, I'm gonna drop down and forget the name. I think it's called the River Trail. I'm gonna take the River Trail back down to Agnew Meadows where I've started. So big loop, but I'm ready for a big loop. It's been a while, and it's gonna be a beautiful day. So let's go. The sun is starting to come up over near Mammoth Mountain. It's a little smoky, but the views are still very impressive.
Hiking's such a metaphor for life, you know. If you're not excited about what you're doing, why do it? And that's what this hike was all about. It was all about my excitement for it. My third time, I didn't think once about the Beck Lakes. What are the Beck Lakes? Who knows? Never been there. Maybe I'll go there one day. This hike was all about repeating the loop because it's such an epic, gorgeous loop. Several beautiful flower fields that you hike through. Very, very easy hiking through here after you make it above the switchbacks. A little smoky. Luckily it didn't spoil the day though.
It is so smoky. It's not a good thing. Oh, that's a bummer. We'll see how this goes. There's a ton of water on this trail. I've passed about a dozen of these streams. So quite a bit of water. Just look the view of where I am. That's the drainage I'm gonna come out of right over there. I think that's the Garnet Lake drainage. I'm gonna kind of loop around here up to Thousand Island and then come down the drainage. It's been about 2 hours and feeling great. So I'm still on the Pacific Crest Trail on the high trail section. That's what it's known in this area. And there's a lot of meandering sections where you'll feel like you're making some progress, and then the trail starts to cut back on itself. So it feels like it's even longer than it needs to be, but it's very beautiful. There's sections like this that are semi-forested. Very few shaded areas. Lots of water though. There are many dry creeks right now, but there are also several, I've probably crossed a dozen wet creeks. So plenty of water up here still. Thousand Island Lake, Clark Lake Junction on the PCT. About 2.5 hours in. Making pretty good time. Going through the trees again, just past the Clark Lake sign. I'm getting close to Thousand Island. That is for sure. The trail had dropped down, now it's climbing back up. And pretty soon, I will be veering left to kind of cut through some rocks and I'll be at the lake. Exciting. There are a couple really nice little ponds leading up to the lake. This would be a good camp spot. Very nice. Still going up, getting closer and closer to Thousand Island. I'll probably be there in 10 to 15 minutes. It's amazing how much easier this hike is without a loaded pack. Day hiking this is so much easier than backpacking. Definitely. Here's the rig I'm testing out. My iPhone with my wind muff. Pretty cool. Coming into Thousand Island, took me about 3.5 hours from the start, just coming up to 10 o'clock. I left at 6:30. It's a really good time. I'm really happy with it. I wasn't expecting to make this kind of time with all my camera setups. So really happy with that, and I feel fresh, like I've just started. So this is going to be a very enjoyable loop, I think. All right, Thousand Island. This won't be the last time. See you again. I feel sad leaving this lake. So beautiful. All right, so leaving Thousand Island Lake, just had a quick little break. Took me 3.5 hours to get here. That's with camera setups. I was expecting 5.5, so it's like I'm already ahead of time, which is great. But such a beautiful lake. It's too bad it's smoky, but nonetheless, it's still very, very pretty. So now I'm heading up along the John Muir Trail, and I forgot what the name of this next lake is, but it's not very far away. And then I'll eventually get to Garnet Lake, where I will take the outlet down to the river trail. So just something to point out, it was 8.25 miles from Agnew Meadows to Thousand Island. And I thought it was interesting. It's hard to find that mileage online. I don't know why, but just wanted to share the mileage. And we'll see how far it is from here back to Agnew Meadows via the river trail. This is Ruby Lake. It's about 7 to 8 minutes from Thousand Island. Slightly at a higher elevation than Thousand Island, maybe 100, 200 feet higher. Very good trail though, smooth trail. I'm on the JMT, and there is no snow here. Remember in years past, it would hang on that shelf over there. But we've had a very low snow year. So I'm now leaving Ruby Lake and heading up over this little pass up to Garnet Lake. So what's up, guys?
Where's Cheech?
Hi, Sheedy. Just met these guys.
Oh my gosh.
What are your names?
Jennifer.
Tanner and Doug.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah,
what are you guys doing out here?
Columbus, Ohio.
Columbus, Ohio. Awesome.
Yes.
And where are you going?
We are going to Thousand Island Lake.
Yes.
Time
Yeah.
when we started.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, so awesome, man.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice
You
to
too.
meet you.
Just went over the pass and I'm getting closer to Garnet Lake now. About a couple minutes from it. Coming in to Garnet Lake. Just met some nice folks from Midwest. Then another guy said he watches my videos, so thank you so much. Appreciate all the viewership and the love on the trail. But look at this view. Absolutely stunning out here, guys. Woo. This is the outlet of Garnet Lake. Right over there where my finger is. And that's where I plan to skirt down the mountain and join up with the river trail. right, leaving Garnet Lake, and now I am heading down the trail that goes down the outlet of Garnet Lake. Remember, I went down this before and it was steep in some areas, so we'll see how my skills have come along as I do this trail. There's only one part that was a little sketchy, but I'll be sure to show you guys. Just made it down the part that I thought used to be sketchy. Wasn't that bad, actually. And now I'm on an actual trail, and this will take me down to the river trail. And from my memory, this was very wooded and cool, so starting to warm up. Should be a nice little jaunt down to the river. I just need to find the bridge. Last time I couldn't find it, and I had to kind of wade across the water, and that was a bit sketchy. But wow, look at this view. Another good Sierra view. So take this down and just locate the bridge. Once I cross the bridge, it's game over. Smooth sailing in the shade all the way back to Agnew Meadows. Here's my view. So after coming down the chute, going through the little forest up there, it really starts to head downhill. So you might want to bring some trekking poles for this section, because it is pretty steep in certain areas. Right here is not too bad, but areas I just went through were pretty steep. So if you have kind of bad knees or not too strong of a foundation, you might want to bring some hiking poles. So I made it down to the river. I think this is Fish Creek. Could be wrong, but it's the main river that runs along this valley here. And there's supposed to be a bridge. That spot, well, it looks okay. I could probably get across that. Yeah, I could do that. Piece of cake. There's an actual trail here. Check it out. So if you cross right when you come down the steep grade from Garnet, just come all the way down the steep grade, find those rocks to cross, and then there's a little trail that takes you, I'm guessing, back up to the river trail. Yeah, here we go. Oh, look at those cascades over there. Nice. All right, here's the river trail. And I'm gonna go back to my right and go past the Shadow Lake turnoff, the junction. And it's another lake as well. I forget what it's called, but it's right along this trail. So I just take this all the way back. Should be pretty smooth sailing. This is the river trail. Pretty shaded, easy going. No people. just came from the right, and to the left is Shadow Lake. So I'm going to continue on the river trail, and I've got about an hour or so to Agnew Meadows. Coming into Olane Lake. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. If you're doing this hike, be sure you don't miss this little tiny sign. Be sure to hang a left up to Agnew if you're parked at Agnew, and a right if you're going to Reds. We've actually missed that before, my wife and I, doing this hike, and that was not fun, realizing a mile down the trail we had missed the turnoff. So just try and pay extra careful attention to the details. Back up the hot, dusty climb to Agnew Meadows. Gotta love it though. It's nice being outside, so why not enjoy it while you're going uphill? Beautiful scenery. Looking forward to some Gatorade. So I've made it up the grade, and the trail has now mellowed out. It becomes very wide, very easygoing, a bit sandy in some areas. And in a matter of minutes, I'll be back at the Agnew Meadows parking lot. Back at Agnew Meadows. Great, great hike overall. Highly recommend it if you're able to do it. Again, this is a big hike, so assess your physical abilities and do this hike at your own risk. It's a pretty big day hike. So here are the stats. We have 7.5 hours and 16.5 miles. So pretty good hike overall. And this is my setup in case you're interested. Just an iPhone with a microphone. If you want more details, just check out the description below. Well, there you have it. That is the overview of this hike. I hope you guys enjoyed this hike. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's my third time doing this loop, and it was fantastic. If you're gonna day hike this hike, just be aware that it is a long, long day. So if you're not used to walking a lot, or a lot of elevation gain, or being at a high altitude as well, just be mindful of those things, because it is a pretty big day hike. So I would recommend backpacking this. You can camp at Thousand Island Lake if you have a permit, and then hike back the next day. So this is something that you can easily do on a weekend. It is a great trip. So anyway, I am Sheedy33. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. And until next time, happy hiking. Goodbye.